Yeah. Yes. Yes. Yeah, baby. I don't give a monkeys, man. I don't care. I don't care anymore. I'm taking the win. 3-1. Say something. Say something. Hello and welcome to United Sauce and Wiggers, the unofficial Manchester United fan channel, bringing you the truth. I'm Dominic. Sean, have you got a second?
I'm Sean.
Teammate.
What's that, buddy?
Yeah, what are you saying?
Oh my God. No, we're so gassed. We're so happy right now. Look, in this video, we're going to talk about what happened in that game. What actually just happened in that game? I don't know what just happened. I tweeted out that Manchester United are like a Rubik's Cube. What have we just seen? But as you've seen, the title of this show is Sir Marcus Rashford, MVP, most valuable player. MBE, I love it. I respect it. For me, as a United fan, he's an MVP. It's not just Marcus Rashford. We're going to go through it. We're going to dissect it and think about what's happened. Look, I'm happy. I don't care. I'm so happy. We needed that win. It puts us in a serious contention. And don't get me wrong, we're going to break down both halves, but we have to take the points and be happy. So, look, we're going to get straight into it, guys. Sean, how are you feeling, my man?
Yeah, obviously really good. Really positive. We got the win. We got the 3 points, and yeah, it sets us up well for the game on Tuesday against Leipzig, which we got to win.
Hey G, what you saying,
bro? I'm still digesting what happened, bro. Like, I can't even, bro. I went from one half cussing, I'm just in that terrible mood, bro, to oh my gosh, like we're sick.
What just happened?
That happened to me, bro. It was mad. I had an out-of-body experience with that game.
Honestly, I looked at it, right, and the first half, I don't know if you boys agree with me, but the first half, I think that was the worst football we've played all season.
Yes, agreed.
What'd that come down to, maybe?
No.
No?
It's not worse than Palace, bro. Palace was horrendous,
Palace,
bro.
Nah,
come on, don't. You got short memories.
Nah. Palace, there was excuses. There was valid excuses. If you want to believe them or not, there was valid excuses because they didn't have a preseason and we just were not sharp. So you can actually go, you know what, West Ham, you have no reason to. There's no excuses for that performance. You can't point a finger to no one. Yes, there were 4 changes. However, them 4 changes still should be able to do a job. They should have been able to do a job. So. Mixed Sauce for me is the rookie in all of this, man. He's just sideways passing, backwards passing, and it's standard Mixed Sauce. It's Mick Mayonnaise, not even Mixed Sauce, bro. Mick Mayonnaise.
Mate, no happy meal on
basic
that.
Mayonnaise, bro.
Honestly, I was just looking at the game and I was thinking to myself, like, just before we carry on, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're just going to give you the utter truth. Myself, Dominic, you got Sean, you got Naji. We're just passionate fans, just like you. And we want to hear from you. So get chatting in the comments whenever you watch this video. We're going to talk about the game. We're going to break it down and we're going to think, how did we win this game and what does this mean for the future? All right, so Sean, you're saying that this game wasn't as bad as Crystal Palace, right? For me, when we played Crystal Palace, okay, we didn't have a preseason. We've got loads more players now since then, for me, available and playing, right? And for me, I was watching the game and all I still wanted was a win. And I didn't see how we could get it with the team we were playing with in that first half. Ole made the subs, right? And it changed the game. What is your opinion of Ole from the first half to the second half?
My opinion of Ole, as you know, is he should have played those players from the start. He should have played Bruno from the start. I couldn't believe he rested Bruno. You see my team. I couldn't believe he started Van der Beek in that number 10 position.
Can we start getting his name right, please?
I think we saw
Van der Beek, bro.
I think we Van der Beek. I don't care what his blood clot name is. He needs to start performing.
That's a blood clot name.
He needs to start performing, and he's not performing. He shouldn't have been in the team from the start. And I think a lot of people have been clamoring for this guy to start more games. The second Messiah, the second coming of Jesus Christ, is going to make us play this wonderful football. And we saw none of it, mate. He started in his number 10 position, his favourite position, and we saw absolutely none of it. So Ole, I think, bringing on the substitutions, bringing on Bruno, obviously he was trying to rest him, but he did what he had to do to get the win. But I'm hoping now the noise around this Van der Beek, whatever his name is, it's going to quieten down now because we've proven he's not the Messiah,
one game,
and he's not the second coming of Jesus Christ.
I feel like you got an agenda against Van der Beek, man.
Yeah, massive, bro. Like, I don't know where it started. Like, I don't know what he's done wrong to you, other than other than not being effective.
I like him. This is the thing. I like the guy. But this clamoring, there's been so much noise. Why isn't Ole playing him? Why buy him for 40 million? Why is he not starting games? You don't walk into Man United and just start games, bro. And when he has played, I asked Dom earlier, what does he do? What does he do and what has he done? And I'll ask you the same question again, Dom, after this game. What did he do in that match?
Okay,
did he create any chances? Did he create any clear opportunities? Did he create any key passes? Zero.
I appreciate your question.
Let me get into this.
And I'm going to quickly come in, and Nadine can come in after as well.
Go on.
For me, the first half wasn't about Van der Beek. Okay, you've got an unbiased agenda against him right now, which might dissipate later on. It might go away later on. I don't know. Like, the rain comes and goes. But at the moment, you've got an unconscious bias against Van der Beek. It wasn't his fault that the whole team, I mean, even Henderson looked shaky at the beginning. He went for a ball, completely misjudged it, right?
Wow.
The whole team were diabolical in that first half. It wasn't just Van der Beek, right? For me, it was two halves. They went up for it. We said in the preview, they have to start the first 15 minutes. What did they go and do? As Ankit said, we were rubbish for the first 15 minutes, right? They did the exact opposite of what we did, right? For me, the first half was broken down on not caring about the game. The pace was too slow. They weren't playing forward passes. No one could complete a pass. Scott McTominay looked terrible in terms of pass completion. And then all of a sudden, the second half, I know for a fact people were all going saying, what is Ole doing? Why is he taking off Van der Beek? Why is he taking off Cavani? Cavani's in a better form than Martial. Martial's not scored since, I don't know, Christmas last year. Like, what is going on? Like, and then obviously this happened. So for me, Nagy, I'm asking the same question I asked Sean before he answered it, just talking about Van der Beek, basically. I'm going to ask you the same question. How do you think Ole's performance was as a manager for the first half compared to the second half?
No, I have to, or I owe Ole an apology. I'll be honest. He's never going to see this, so safe. But I owe him an apology, and for the fans that are watching out there, I owe him an apology. I was screwing inside. I'm thinking, you've left Mick Sauce on. I didn't want to call him Mick Sauce. Mick Mayonnaise, man. Mick Chicken Fried Wing, whatever. Yeah, whatever. He's dead, bro. Whatever he is. Anyway, he left Mick Sauce on, and I'm thinking at the start, I would have preferred to see Van der Beek play in Pogba's position and Pogba play a little bit higher, maybe in the start in that formation that he played. I was surprised that Van der Beek was playing number 10. In my opinion, he's not a number 10. I feel like he plays number 10 for Ajax based on the league that they're in. However, in my opinion, he plays in a triangle, 6, 8, or 10. Is that play? And for me, I would have preferred him in the 2 just because he's a lot better on the ball, keeps the ball hell of a lot better. And I think he's our most clinical player in that position when it comes to receiving and distributing the ball with less touches and making forward passes. I mean, check the stats if needs be, but that's who he is. That's why everyone's been raving about him. Obviously, my man doesn't really think that's my man.
I just need to put a disclaimer out there. Just a quick disclaimer.
Yeah.
I've got no agenda against Donny van der Beek. I rate him as a football player. Dom has said that. And I just need to clarify that. I rate him as a player. I was happy when we bought him. My agenda, if you want to call it an agenda, is against the fans who've been getting on Ole's back and clamoring for him to be in the team above certain other players, which I feel is unjustified.
Okay, say no more. I believe I just have to agree to disagree, bro, because there's no way Mick Sauce should be playing ahead of Van der Beek. His stats don't match up. His contribution doesn't match up. His football IQ does not match up. His
stats do match up. I've got the stats here.
Let's not bring out stats.
No. I've got the stats here for this game. For this game. No. Because Dom and I had the same conversation before the match.
I'm referring to. There's no way he deserves time over Mick Sauce. So if you're comparing stats between Mick Sauce and him, by all means, go for it, and I'll have a great laugh. Because I'm telling you now, bro, you'll end up switching off this cam, 100%.
This is the thing, AG, right? On this point, right? Sean was saying, right, that it's he talked about Van der Beek a lot, Van der Beek, or whatever you want to call it, great bit spread. And James Westcott saying here, I think they were all bad first half. I completely agree.
And that's what I'm saying.
We can kick out Van der Beek and say,
this is where Ollie for me got it right. This is why I say I need to give him an apology, bro. Because in my opinion, getting back to my point before we swerve off, it should have been McSauce off Van der Beek on for stability in terms of ball retention and passing the ball forward and movement and connection. You can see Bruno and them lot play so much better with them types of players and Pogba as well. They just got a football IQ that's so much better. But I think second half, when he did that, and I thought, wow, you take Cavani off. I thought you take Cavani off and think he's probably going to go defensive, try the counter. That's why I thought he took it off, thinking it was old Ollie tactics. To be fair, he didn't play that at all. He played Greenwood down the middle. I was thinking, yeah, perfect. Okay, we see what happened. Well, we saw what happened. Let's be honest, we get to that in a minute. But for me, I said, Ollie got it right, man. And a part of me didn't want it. Part of me didn't want him to, because I was thinking, no, I want you to learn the hard way. But then I thought, I want my team to win. So he made it work. He shut me up, and I'll apologise happily on live.
Okay.
All right. So
you agree that? So you're happy that he kept McSauce on? You agree that was the right decision to do?
No, I disagree with that. But what I do understand is that when he brought Mata on instead, that was a clever move because
on that clever move though, that Mata move was based on Martial being injured.
Oh no,
injury.
Yeah, 100%. But he could was Van der Beek, Dan James on the bench?
No, Dan James was on the bench.
Okay, so he was quite okay. So maybe let's not give Ollie too much credit for that.
No,
because what I'm saying is, if he had a choice between Dan James and Mata, and he chose Mata, then it'd be like genius because against that team. You've got that low block. You'd need someone like Mata, and it proved that people with football IQ against teams that want to sit back against us, we can dominate them. When you've got ballers on the pitch, it's as simple as that. Pogba changed his game completely just for the simple fact that Bruno came on. So it'd be nice to get into that, bro. But go for it.
Yeah, let's get into that. Some of the comments though. Ankit saying, anyone else feel ecstatic when Pogba scored that worldie? I love the man. We're going to talk about Pogba.
Yes.
Pogba, I feel like he's just gone under the radar.
He's like this.
Yeah, he's just gone under the radar a bit. No one's really talking about Pogba. So we're going to talk about Pogba for a bit.
But
we've got Cyberpunk saying the main problem here is our centre-backs can't handle counter-attacks from our position. We should buy Meccano. You know what? I agree.
Man.
We know.
Did you see what Rashford done to that guy? Why do you want to sign him?
We're going to transfer.
Rashford made him look silly.
No, but
forget Meccano, man. Axel Twanzebi's a centre back we need. We've already got him in the club already. Now, we don't need to go.
But you got to think about
50 million waste of space.
We've got to get rid of Phil Jones. We still need more depth. Man. We've got Rojo. You know what I mean? We've got Axel, great, but we need someone else. We've got top quality. And Unpin Meccano's done it.
It's not the Black Bambi on ice.
But so I want to go into this. So basically, Naja, you said to me that Ollie deserves an apology. You thought that what he did was wrong.
From me, 100%. He smashed it, bro.
Well done. And Sean, you've not retold me what you thought about Ollie. You talked about Van der Beek. What's your, in a couple of sentences, how do you feel about Ollie?
I'm annoyed with him.
Okay.
Because I feel like he put us through that first half unnecessarily.
Okay.
If he started Bruno from the start, we don't have that performance.
Okay. But you do know we've got to rotate the team, right?
Of course. Yeah. And I would have rotated differently.
But you said that Bruno had a bit of a knock. He had a bit of a sore leg.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
it's a little bit fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Important.
But I rate him for making the changes quickly. I rate him for making those, because he doesn't normally act that decisively.
Yeah,
so I do rate him for that. Yeah.
So you know what we talked about in our previous stream, right? In a couple of streams back, we talked about Ollie learns from his mistakes, because when he didn't a couple of games ago, he was still waiting until the 7th minute or 80th minute or say, we still got it. Yeah. I can't believe, even though we're only 1-0 down in the grand scheme, only 1-0, he ran the changes, and these changes were ruthless. I've said this before.
Big changes.
Yeah. He's ruthless. Ollie is ruthless. To take on Van der Beek, who he knows done nothing wrong in that game. He might not have added a lot, like you said, Sean, but he wasn't the worst player on the pitch. And to take on Cavani, who scored 2 goals, the last game or something, whatever.
I think it was tactical, bro. If I'm honest, the Van der Beek thing, I think, was more tactical than personal.
Yeah. No, it's not. It's never personal.
It's not personal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Something that people
But
don't
also-
even care if it's personal. They want that name and that ability on the pitch, but he took it off. He's ruthless.
Yeah, I think he had.
And I think Cavani was
Had to.
injured. I
You
think
think?
Cavani had an injury. Yeah, he had. They said he had. Sky Sports said he was injured. He's got a slight knock.
Oh, fair play. Okay,
Here we
fine.
go.
That's why
What
he
did I
came
tell you
off.
the last game, bro? Watch, he's one injury away.
Yeah,
Because the amount of
Yeah.
running my man does, bro.
Yeah,
Like he's like yeah. How can I put? He's like Mo Farah, yeah. Just wants to run. But Mo Farah's getting injuries left, right, and center. And the moment he gets the chance to run, he's like, yeah, 1,000%. Let me run until I get mashed up again. That's Cavani, man, and he's 33 and a half, bro. And I mean,
yeah.
in this day and age, 33 and a half is the old, let's say, 29. So
Yeah.
fair play to sports science and sports nutrition. However, like he won't be able to keep this up for the whole season. Remember, we're not playing a regular season. He's not having the amount of breaks that we used to have. He's playing game in, game out off the back of a season. Well, he's not even had a season before, but off the back of a campaign that all the other players have had, where it was a normal routine. COVID's mashed the whole rhythm of how
Massively.
this league's running out. So Cavani needed to come off for a rest ultimately. And if I was honest, I was hoping that we get one goal. If it was me being tactical, this is me as a manager now. If I approached that game, I would have tried to get the first goal with Bruno on, put that pressure on with Cavani. Then I would have taken off Bruno, put Van der Beek in that hole with Fred, and then Pogba up front, just so you got that energy still, the energy core. And then I would have taken off Cavani.
But it's funny though,
Hopefully
'cause
60 minutes.
we're saying this, but what Ollie did in the second half was completely right. We can't change what he did. It
Oh yeah,
worked
massively. Yeah, I'm saying this
good.
is what I would have done before the game. Sorry, this is my
Yeah,
team
yeah,
because I was thinking Leipzig. We need a win. Regardless, I don't want to draw. You go
Yeah.
for the win.
Yeah.
So that's what I would have done. But yeah, fair play to Ollie. Drop Bruno, and he come out second half, and again, like it is Southampton, he was like, cannot be 2 goals down. We were 1 down, but we cannot be 2 goals down. Let me get these changes in. He's learning on the job, and he's learning correct.
Yeah.
We can't take that away from him. Unfortunately, we can't. I know a lot of Ollie outers want to, but
you can't. You got to give the man credit. Yeah.
Yeah, 100.
I respect you, Neji. I respect Neji a lot for saying that, man.
Yes.
Definitely.
Look
Yeah.
at that. Look,
Big up, Spawn.
online bonding.
Big up, Sean.
Right, look, more comments here. So Ankit's saying, Ollie doesn't really rate Van der Beek. I feel, yeah, we all agree that there's something that you just doesn't rate on him. I don't know what it is. Same as Sean. And then you got Sufan who's saying, do you think Ollie is shutting down the haters? Is it individual brilliance or tactical masterclass? Look, I've asked Sean for his opinion. He's told us that he was annoyed that Ollie started the team in the first place, which is so valid. We were all a bit like, is it too attacking, like in terms of not having that sort of defense there, helping the defenders? Neji saying that he owes Ollie an apology in terms of what happened in the game, and it was maybe too quick to kind of judge him and not let the game pan out a bit more. For me, I was like probably 90% of the fan base. For the first half, I said to myself, what is Ollie doing? We all think to ourselves that we go based on form. Cavani's got form. We all go based on Martial's not scored. We all go based on trying to keep the ball so we can actually score, because it's a possession game. You have the ball, you can't score. So I was like everybody else, I was thinking, Ollie, does this look right? Ollie proved us all wrong. And again and again and again, game after game, when we lose, we draw, then we win, he proves us wrong. He's on the ropes. He's literally on the ropes in WWE. Someone's about to lay the smack down on him, and Ollie comes up like a ninja and absolutely destroys whoever's in front of him. And he's going to keep doing it every single couple of weeks. I promise you, we have 3 games a week, right? Ollie's going to win at least 1 or 2 of those 3 games. That's going to keep him going and keep him going. So for me, I feel like Ollie's done. He deserves a lot of praise.
That's the sign of a good manager, whether you like
Good
it
manager,
or not, bro.
It's
That's
true.
the sign
And
of
Dom,
a good manager.
Dom, did I see a tweet from you at half time saying about you were close to saying these 2 words? I just want to know what 2 words are they?
I was so close. So, the 2 words?
Yeah.
Oh, Hello Fresh. I was about to order some food.
Comfort food and that. Comfort food. I understand.
Yeah.
I'm with you, bro.
Yeah.
Hello Fresh. Look, I want to talk about.
Get them to sponsor the show, bro.
I want to talk
For real,
about
man.
the second half. Sean, I'm going to talk about the second half, right?
Let's do it.
It changed. It massively changed. We just got a succession of goals. Bam, 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 bam. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. It was refreshing. It was fun. It was exciting to watch. It all started with Paul Pogba. That shot he's done so many times. He's done it for Man United before. He's done it for France in the national team. He's done that before, but not a lot of people can do that, especially under pressure. How do you feel like the second half went, and how do you feel about Paul Pogba? Because he basically started off that comeback.
Go for it.
Yeah. So again, as much as in the first half, we don't want to talk about individuals too much. I would also say, and it was a team performance that was poor in the first half. I'd equally have to say that in the second half, the team level raised, okay? And the team as an 11, they raised. I'm not going to give Pogba all the praise for initiating that because I don't think it came from him. I feel as though he showed in the first half his shortcomings as a leader because his level dropped to the rest of the team's level, and he was as atrocious as anybody else. It took until the second half for Bruno Fernandes to come on, lift the team, raise the level of the team, make the other players around him play better, lay on that ball for Pogba for him to wrap it in the top bins and show what he's all about. Because we know that's what he's about. We know that's what he's got. We know that's what he can do. So I feel like the team, as we've talked about previously as well, we know there's a mentality problem. We talked about in the preview. It's coming into games with the right mindset and the right attitude to do the dirty, hard work to earn the right to play. This team seems to always come out with a lethargic, arrogant attitude. And I feel as though, again, not to go in on my boy, but I feel like Anthony Martial was the epitome of that again today. The amount of times that guy lost the ball in the first half, every time it went to him, he lost it.
And that was the only thing keeping him going.
I lost count at 8. Yeah, I lost count at 8.
I felt like he was coming short way too many times.
Yes, and he's not making the runs in behind. He did it once and linked up nicely with Tellez. But Rashford showed again in the second half what Tony should have been doing in the first half. Splitting the defence, using your pace, getting in behind and hurting the opposition. I think too many times that Tony is just wants the ball into feet all the time. Yeah. So going back to what I'm saying about the second half, I feel like the substitutions were the catalyst, the mindset shift and the attributes that they brought to the game with Rashford and Bruno knitting things together. And I think really and truly, those were the main reasons for the upturn in the performance. And then they brought the team, you saw Greenwood, and brought everyone else along with them, which then culminated in us being totally and utterly dominant. But it's a mindset that these players need to get out of, and I really don't know if they can.
Just to jump on Sean's comment now, I had this conversation over there in the barbershop. Actually, it wasn't even a conversation. We were having a screaming match in the barbershop, bro. I kid you not. It was a mad one. It got out there. Shout out to my barber.
Yes. Chelsea's down, by the way.
Yes. Come on,
man.
You know what's sick? You know what's sick, yeah? My bet today better come in, bro. I had Burnley-Everton to draw.
What you got?
I had Everton-Burnley to draw, yeah? And both drew 1-1. Yes, kid you not, bro. Then I had United and City to win. I was struggling on the United one. And I had Leeds to beat Chelsea away. I had a mad feeling like...
How much are you going to get?
120.
That's going to be some serious odds.
Bro.
That's serious
odds.
My man's £2. I like it, mate. He's got to keep those papers.
Yeah, bro. You know what? Remember my winnings from last time, yeah? That was literally, I had £7.50 left of them winnings. I banked out my winnings, £7.50. I left it. But yeah, let's go. So, boys, listen.
On this point,
looking good.
Back to football.
I know you're talking. One sec. Look.
Yeah, sorry.
You carry on, AG. So Cyberpunk is saying Martial needs to be benched to get his head right. He will come back. Talk about Sean's point and Martial as well.
Yeah. So coming back, obviously, I remember your initial question was about Pogba and you know what he did. And I just want to touch on that quickly because for Pogba initially, bro, I feel I've always said this since we've had him. Pogba needs to be surrounded, and this is why I think he is world-class talent, but as an individual player, I don't think he's a world-class player because I feel to get the best out of Pogba, every other aspect of the area kind of needs to be done. It's like you need a car, working on every angle, like everything's working on the car. And Pogba's the spray paint you put over the top of it to make it go right. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's what Pogba is. And everyone goes, "Oh, that car's sick because of the spray paint rather than the way it's the mechanics and how it's working." Yeah. So Thank you very much. Yeah, the cog. So for me, I think that showed today, Pogba had too many roles to do. And because he is a slower player and likes to take his time, which he hasn't got the time to do, he had to do too many roles in that pitch. It was a Bruno role and a Fred role. And he was just losing himself. And I think that's where so many people get on top of him. When you saw the changes, you then started to see that all he had to do is sit behind Bruno, let Bruno make all them runs, what he was trying to make.
Yeah.
Play the ball into him, then he had so much space. Because then people started to go, wow, Bruno, let me try and get his ankles. Then you see Pogba in bare space. Then you see Pogba start passing it nicely. Then it was a different game. And I feel Pogba deserves so much more credit second half because maybe we're expecting too much from him. Maybe there's a lot of things.
Maybe we are.
I think if we dimmed our... I feel like if we dimmed our expectations of him, he'll have a little bit more. And I'm not saying his expectations aren't thingy because he's got his price tag, he's got his World Cup, and you can look at all these things. However, but from a human being standpoint, why are we gassing him so much? Because if he's already had his best season at club level, why are people still saying we need him like he was at Juve? Someone's missing something clearly. And maybe for me, it's a case of Pogba, you ain't the greatest no more. However, I still see your talent. I still see you shining. You know, you're still valid when you're around the right team, around players. And I feel like if Ole was backed over the summer, we could have seen that Pogba that we saw in the second half consistently through the year because we'd have centre back, we'd have a CDM, and he could just do what he did in the last part of last season, where Matic was just one CDM, and him and Bruno were like this because it can work. So for me, I feel sorry for Pogba in the sense of expectations, but I also know that he is a World Cup winner. He's a leader. He's shown that in terms of his vocal ability, and I just feel the type of player that he is, not talent, the type of player that he is, he requires better around him. So I'm going to move on to your point with Bruno, because this is where Bruno comes in. Bruno's come off that bench, and he's mopped up that just behind Declan Rice. West Ham,
gosh. Sorry, to burst your bubble, man.
Yeah, no stress. I know I've had Leeds to score. I thought Leeds would score 2 goals. I'll be honest.
Nah, sorry, mate.
Giroud again.
Yeah, of course. Giroud has to score
4 goals. He's got 4 goals last game.
Yeah, but Leeds, listen, I know, Giroud's probably going to be their gateway, but the way Leeds play, I don't want to talk about Leeds, bro, but they're playing football in the style that I know Chelsea are going to struggle. But move on.
Let's not give time and essence to that.
Of course.
So
in the comments, Loudon. But yeah, for me, Bruno was a difference in that. The way he just cut them open. Nobody, no United fan out there can say he's overrated and everything else. In the barbershop, I was cussing yesterday because I was saying, I believe he's a better player. I love mentalities. I've never seen De Bruyne drag Man City up by its scruff of neck and go, come on, boys, with his performance. Do you know what I mean? It's either that happens or it doesn't. On a talent basis, that's a different discussion. They're probably even. But what makes you have the extra edge is what Ronaldo has. That mentality, Zlatan mentality. Come on, boys, let me do it. And when you can do that, you start seeing it in every other player. Because they start seeing you do things and pull off things and go, raw, we feel better already. Let's keep going. Yeah. That feeling is rare to find. And for Bruno, bro, for income, I know Rashford got man of the match, but for me, I know Bruno's getting everything at the moment, but it's evident why he's earning it. And no one could sniff at Bruno getting man of the match for that.
Yeah, it's one of those things.
For me, he's the best player in the league right now.
Yeah.
And it's better than De Bruyne.
That's not just based on stats either. That's based on the eye test. Okay, because we can't just go on stats. Stats are sometimes a little bit too misleading. And we had this many passes, but you don't know what's happening in the game. You don't know what pressure he's under to do that pass and complete that pass. The variables are too much. For me, we need to look at the game and watch the game. I always feel like when you're at the actual stadium, you can see the game so much better. You can see people making runs you can't see on TV. You can see them talking. You can see them pointing. You can see the real leaders. We're not going to see that, right? But for me, looking at that game, we can tell and see that there were standout players in that second half. James here said that Martial's injury might not be a bad thing for him as he'll come back with less pressure. Yeah, for Martial. So we've obviously talked about Van der Beek. We talked about Bruno. We talked about Cavani a little bit. With Martial, right, I've always backed him. I know he's a great, great player. Something's in his head now. And you know, when you go back in the old days, when we've all played football, right? You know, when it's not going for you and you kind of fake an injury because you're like, no, I've had enough. It's just not working. I felt that a little bit when Martial went off. Like he was just like, it's just not well for me. I'm just gonna go off the pitch. And when they went off the pitch,
it's weak mentality, bro.
It's their mentality. I feel
weak
like
mentality, bro.
The whole of the team kind of went, all right, now let's play. Let's see who wants it. Who's
Yeah.
got this?
When he was,
And that's what happens. We play, right? We know when we're playing on a team of 11 players on Sunday League football or whatever you did when you're younger, you know different people's personalities. You know who you rather pass to. You know who, if you pass them, you know they're going to bring it down and make space. You always get those key players, whatever you do it. So at their level, they know that if they pass the ball to Cavani, likely or not, he's going to keep the ball and play it off really simple. He's never going to try and turn and do step overs. He's going to play it simple. With me, they know Martial is good at quick feet, bursts of pace, but when he's not scoring, he's not scoring. But don't get me wrong, guys, right? Sterling went on a long brace of not scoring goals for ages. He scored today for the first time. He didn't get as much heat as Martial.
He never would.
He
never would.
This is the thing. The weight of the United shirt is so big for some players that you either rise above it or you get sunk into it. Do you know what I'm saying, Sean?
Sorry, Dom. No, yeah, I've got to stop you there, though. But listen, part of the reason why Sterling's not going to get that heat is because as much as Naji's saying he'll never get that heat, Martial's never gone on a scoring run like Sterling has the last 2 years at Man City. Martial's never reached those heights. He's never shown that level of consistency.
23
What were
goals.
you watching last season? What were you watching
He got 23
last season?
goals.
You got to stop yourself. You got to stop yourself and be fair. Like, you get your point, but there comes a time when you've got to go, am I actually being fair to the guy, or am I just judging because I don't like the geezer? Because yes, we can talk about
I love him.
Because you're talking about his form, but it's a case of you're bringing other factors not only say factors, you're bringing other opinions that don't really have any weight to it to form your opinion on his form now, and I don't really think that's fair.
So I'm going off. Okay, so take the season where Man City won the title, their last title winning season.
Yeah,
Sterling, I think he was scoring almost a goal a game. I can't remember the exact numbers.
Yeah,
he was hitting silly numbers.
People were trying to put him in
the last title winning season. Yeah, people were trying to call him. Hold on, let me finish the point. Because people were trying to put him in the same breath as Lionel Messi and Ronaldo and saying, is he on their level? And I'm saying, I'm not saying that's what I agree with. I'm saying that conversation was being spoken about in the media. And I'm saying to you that Martial has never reached those levels to be even brought up in the same conversation as the likes of Mbappe, let alone the Messi as Messi and Ronaldo's, right? So what I'm saying is, the reason why we want Martial to kick on, and I can speak for myself personally, because I backed this guy to the hill against people saying he's rubbish, Liverpool fans saying he couldn't shine the shoes of their players, and I'm always there backing him. But what I feel like is happening right now, I'm actually starting to see, and maybe it's the introduction of Cavani, which has shown me what a real world-class number 9's movement should be like, which has opened my eyes to realize that Anto, he doesn't do enough for me in that position as a striker. And he hasn't done it for 5 years. I look at his game now and I look at it 5 years ago. I don't see any improvement in his physicality. I see him running around a little bit more. Maybe he's a bit more motivated under Solskjaer, but I don't see any facets of his game that have significantly improved from when he was 18 until now. He's 25 years old. You cannot be potential forever. When I look at Rashford, from when he first broke in to how he plays now, you can see clearly, physically, he's worked on his physique.
Oh, 100%.
He's stronger. He's more athletic. Physically, you can see his free kicks now.
Are we just talking about his physicality or what he actually brings to the game?
No, I'm not finished. You can see that Rashford has developed certain parts of his game that weren't there 4 or 5 seasons ago. Anthony Martial, his first season, he banged 18 goals. Right under Van Gaal, he's playing as up front, left wing. Then he went off the boil a bit. He was moved about a little bit, but the fundamentals of his game has not developed. He behind. He never has done. He still wants the ball to feet. He's always done that. He still likes to whip in the top corner with his right foot. That nice R1 curler. He's been doing that. If you go back 4 or 5 years ago, it's exactly the same thing.
Sorry, Sean. Like,
so
you're not
saying
any
he hasn't developed
his guy.
No, I'm not.
How can you say he's not developed?
He's not developed his game. He's not developed his game.
How?
Tell me what he's developed.
Tell
me what he's developed.
I'm going to tell you right now,
Tell me what he's
bro.
developed.
That's why he scored 23 goals last season and was injured for a month.
Go ahead.
The guy,
Go ahead.
More than a month, 3 months easy.
Go ahead.
Have you seen the type of goals the guy was scoring? How many headers
Tell me what
did you
he's
see him
developed.
score? I'm telling you right now. How many headers did you see him last season when he was scoring, cutting across the box. He don't cut across the box. Who taught him that? Ollie. How
many headers did I see him score? Two.
How many?
Two.
Exactly.
I saw him score two headers.
Exactly. And all you're talking about is individual brilliance that we all know about.
I saw.
Yeah. All know. Greenwood don't score headers, but listen to my point. You said, how has he developed? Yeah. He's not a header in the box. However, he's arriving in the position in the box to have the chances to header. And he had more headers actually on target, to be fair, than he actually converted. That's fine. And I'm going to come to conversion in a second because it's going to blow Sterling out the water. You just talked about Sterling, who plays, by the way, he doesn't play as a striker, he plays on the wing, same as Martial.
Which is even more impressive.
And you were saying about his scoring record. Do you know, for that season, and there's only one player. Guess which player for that season had the better conversion rate? Guess. That season.
I'm not in. I know.
No.
I know that Tony Martial's conversion rate is good.
Okay,
I don't know the player. I don't know the player.
I'm saying for that season, you've just gassed Sterling up. His conversion was better. Now, why was this? Because chances created.
How many?
De Bruyne had the most assists and most chances created throughout the whole league by, I can't remember, double-figure numbers. Okay, so the amount of chances, I'm guaranteeing you that season, if Martial is having those chances created, we've only just got Bruno, by the way. Yeah, so we weren't creating nothing. Yeah. We had, as my man said, we had Pereira and Lingard right behind him. No service. So most of his goals for that season were based off individual brilliances. 1-2's the Pogba, this, and this. The season after, last season, he gets Player of the Year. Why? Because you got a striking coach in Ole Gunnar Solskjaer who's come in and gone, listen, this is how you strike. I'm going to put you from left wing to a number 9 because you got Lukaku and the board didn't back us in getting Haaland. So you got a lot of pressure on your shoulders playing for Manchester United as a striker. However, can you live up to it for your first season? First season as a striker, not a winger.
It's not his first season.
Striker.
Van Gaal played him up front 5 years ago and he scored 18 goals.
Consistently.
Now he chopped him in and out of up front and left wing, but he played a lot of games up front.
Exactly.
Under
So
Van Gaal.
I'm talking about when he played striker. We're talking about a number 9, yeah? He was never late. He was never put down as a number 9.
Van Gaal played him number 9.
Yeah, but he wasn't consistent. So now you're bit changing. I'm on about consistency because consistency says it all. So consistency this season, he's been our, last season he was our number 9. Okay? He's had to learn on the job. We all know he's a left forward or a left winger at tops. But I wouldn't say winger because a typical winger is a crosser and wide player. He likes to cut in similar to Rashford. Obviously, Rashford was donning down the left side, and that's his favourite position. He had to be forced to play number 9. So let's look at him.
He wasn't forced to play number 9. He wasn't forced to play number 9.
Well, how can you say it was okay?
Martial only signed his contract. Martial only signed that 5-year contract on the basis that he was going to be playing up front the following season. That's the only reason he signed that contract.
Do you know this? Did you see him sign the contract?
On that point, hold up, guys.
I believe Ollie had that conversation with him. I believe Ollie had that conversation with him. Because if you remember, Neji, he was about to leave. He was about to leave. He wasn't signing that contract for 18 months. If you remember.
Get the comments.
Sean,
yeah, go on.
Get the comments.
Stop. Just relax. All right. Hey guys, so we got Vishal here saying, told you we have faith in our players, like we got the quality. Not many players hit like Pogba. Love that. Again, we have to talk about that. We won this game. Let's bring this back to the game of today. Starboy Green scored. We're going to talk about Green as well.
Finish.
Don't understand agenda against Martial. There's no agenda. We're just talking about we want him to be the best he can be, and we're understanding where his best position is. In terms of Sufan saying Martial, Rashford, Pogba, Bruno, De Gea, and Beek. Greenwood are the player that have a title-winning quality. They also get the most criticism, and it's always going to happen like that. Whenever you're a good player, you've got to come for a lot of money. You're going to always have that price tag on your back. Okay, I want to get back to the game, if that's all right, guys. Yeah, cool.
Go for it.
All right.
Yeah, of course.
So essentially, again, guys, don't forget to subscribe and like the video when you can. I really, really appreciate it. We're going to talk briefly about Greenwood, okay? Because I feel like Greenwood gives me happiness. He gives me hope for the future. He gives me faith in our youth system, okay? Because our youth system has produced Rashford. I know obviously Jesse Lingard, but you never know. Jesse Lingard could go somewhere else. He's had a tough life personally.
You should go Wolverhampton, man.
He could be right there. Yeah, he could go somewhere else and absolutely smash it.
Energy team.
But for me, Greenwood, he's warming up again. I feel like he's warming up again. In a couple of brief sentences, what do you think of Greenwood's game, Sean?
Yeah, he looked really sharp. He looked sharp when he came on the other night for a little cameo, and he's just continued where he's picked off. So it's good to see him back, because I was a bit worried about him after obviously what happened with England and all the controversy that was happening. I was hoping that he'd still keep his head and doesn't go off the boil, because he is a generational talent. So it's really good to see him looking sharp again, and that finish. Sauce.
So much sauce, right? Neji, what do you think about Greenwood?
I mean, Greenwood was on the right wing, wasn't really doing much. I understand why he's playing there because of last season, but seeing him at number 9 was a blessing, I think, for so many fans, because it was like, wow, his movement in the box actually banged. Teller's got his, I think it was it a Teller's ball as well, an assist?
Yeah.
Teller's cross,
that touch, I kid you not, was not fluke. That touch that took the ball away from the defender was not fluke. He does that 24/7 when he's on flames.
Yeah.
Him as a number 9 would not be an issue with if Cavani is out, because I tell you what, his movement off the ball, he makes those runs. I feel like he struggles to make those runs on the right wing, because the way he likes to attack his goal, you can see when he's as a number 9, he loves his left foot more than his right. You can see that. Don't mean he can't use his right, but you can see that. When it comes to him on the right, it's step over, step over, step over, as though it's efficient like Robben. He still hits it with his left, and he doesn't really get the shot off, or he should have made a pass. When he's one-on-one with goal, he can pick and choose, because it's just him, the goal defender. When he's a right winger, he's got to think about his other game and the other parts that are slightly undeveloped, some would say. Yeah. So to see him as a number 9, bro, to see him score the goal in that manner,
Percy,
that flick, RVP all day, bro.
It was so lovely.
Crackers.
Well, there's some of those comments here saying, look, what's the agenda, general agenda? There's always some critique on players that don't deserve it. You know what? It's all about opinions, really. Look, all the players we want to lift up. I've said this before. We want to lift up the players, because if you put them down, they're not going to play good. When we talk about players, it's talking about how can they improve? How can they get to the position where we know they can be world-class? We know Martial can be world-class. We know Rashford can be. We just want to see the consistency. And like it says here, let's be Man United FC, not agenda or FC pro. 100%. People will always have their favourites and have a little bit of unconscious bias, but we need to just make sure that when we're actually looking at different players, we're thinking about what can they do better? Are they in the right position? Are we getting the best out of them? Because ultimately, the only thing that stays consistent at this club is us, the fans. We can't just change allegiances. We can't change who we support, but players can come and go. So while they're here, we want to get the best out of them. So for me, just to finish on, talk about quickly Rashford, because obviously the title of the show was Marcus Rashford MVP. I know he's all about MBE, but for this game, he was the most valuable player. Bruno came on, made an impact, but for me, Rashford, when he seems to come on as an impact player, it's like he's like, oh, so I'm not starting, so I've got to kind of prove myself again. You know, when you go to like a new job, you're like, oh, I've got to prove to people I'm good, so let me just quickly score some goals. He could have got a hat trick today. For me, seeing those glimpses just shows that there's, you know, when you used to watch Dragon Ball Z, and you can go to Super Saiyan, but you just got to unleash it. I just feel like Rashford he just doesn't want to go to Super Saiyan. He's like, oh, I'll keep my nice brown hair. I don't need to go blonde hair. I just want to keep it. No, he's got so much potential and so much that he can go up in his decision making, his football IQ, which excites me. It excites me. And for me, it's one of those situations where I'm excited for the future. I'm excited that we've got different opinions and we can debate. But ultimately, this is all about loving the club that we have and seeing our club excel. So as we come to a couple of last points, I just want to see how you felt the game was in terms of giving a rating for the entire team. Just a number. 5 is rubbish for the team. But overall, it's a game of 2 halves. So
what's average?
Average is 5. The whole team comes at a 5. For the whole game, what would you rate the team for a number?
They got a lot of brownie points in the end, so it was Virgil. It was getting to a 3, built up to a 5 at half time. I'd say they pushed to a 7 because of the third goal.
You know what? That's fair, Neji. I respect that. That's very fair. What do you think about you, Sean?
Yeah, I'm inclined to go with the same rating. I think a 7. I think the first half was pretty much a 1 or 2. It was that bad. But again, that for those 30 minutes, what I liked is that there was a reaction.
Yeah.
As much as I feel they should start with that intensity the reaction, and then the way we played, it shows how good we can be. Because 30 minutes in there, I'd say we're approaching at 8/9 when we were just cutting through West Ham like a knife through butter.
Butter, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah, for real. So yeah, I'm going to go over 7.
All right, amazing. Well, guys, please don't forget to share, like, and subscribe to the video and the channel. We appreciate your support. We are excited now about the Leipzig game. We've got a lot of players out. I think Anto will be out, Cavani will be out, Fred will be out. But we got the team. And that's what the team's
we got
for.
Greenwood at 9. No, don't
Greenwood
worry about it. Leipzig aren't ready.
They actually aren't. I'm not going to go into
ready.
We'll put another hour to the show. But yeah, we're looking forward to it. Look out for the next video, which will be the Leipzig preview, when we actually talk about what this means. And we're going to actually get a serious debate on, because if he loses this game against Leipzig, is it going to be one of those yo-yos, Ole out, all this lot again? Is it going to be, look, it is what it is. We concentrate on the league. So we're going to have a good debate and people on both sides. So yeah, tune into that, and we appreciate it. This United Sauce and Wingers. Keep the love. Much love. Peace.